Welcome back to The Rhode Show this morning in The Buzz.
And now, here's our host, Vanna White.
Is wearing a different hat this week, stepping in for Pat Sajak while he was out on the mend after a blocked intestine. Now for the show's magical Secret Santa holiday giveaway week that's happening in Disney.
I'd like to solve the puzzle.
Yes.
Blocked intestine. Now, not surprisingly, Vanna said she was nervous going from letters to hosting. That's a change for her. Worried about messing up and putting the contestants at a disadvantage, but she excelled, and you can watch it all week long right here on your favorite station, WPRI 12 at 7 p.m.
That's right. So we wanted to know if you could do one job for a day, what would it be?
This is a great question because I think when you're growing up, you think, I wanted to be I'm going to be the next Michael Jordan. I'm going to be some big sports superstar. And then as you get older, things change, your interests develop, and then you think, oh, I'd like to do that. But then you find some kind of a path that works for you, and then you still start to think in hindsight, oh, I wonder if I could have done,
something else.
Worked at NASA or done something really cool, and that'd be fun to do for a day.
Yeah. Now, for me, growing up, I always watch. I mean, like you, like same thing, like you. We would always watch these late night shows. You would watch Letterman. When I was growing up, I would watch Carson on TV, and I always thought, oh my God, that's what I want to do. That's what I want to do.
See, you knew very early, like really when you were a little kid.
I did.
Yeah,
I did. And I had the chance to sit at the desk Carson sat at, which was also crazy.
Smithsonian, right?
No, it was after he retired. They took the desk and they brought it to Disney, and it was sitting in a corner with a sign on it and nobody around. So I was like,
"That's the desk."
This was my chance.
And there you were.
And there I was.
Well, for me, it was later in high school when I realized, or maybe even in college, when I wanted to do something like this, some kind of talk show environment, because I was really inspired by Letterman and those types of shows. And then when I interned for Letterman, I got to sit at his desk, and I thought, wow, this is like, I want to do something like this. And it's just, if you can get to do what it is you wanted to do or were very passionate about, I think that's a beautiful thing.
It really
is. I really do like seeing when people are taken out of their regular role and put into a new one. That's why I think when we went back and did our first jobs, Michaela working at USA Skates, I was at the shoe store. I just like seeing people outside of their normal element. That's why I'm excited to see Vanna White tonight.
And how they got to where they are.
Yeah.
And how they got, and Vanna was saying that she's nervous, and people are like, oh, why would she be nervous? But it is. You get into a routine like we have here every day, where many days you could probably do it, with your eyes closed and in your sleep, because you know that routine so well, and like she does. But for her to step from that side of the studio to the other side of the studio, it makes a big difference.
It's exciting, especially within the talk show world or that realm. And going back to Letterman, when I was there, Dave was out of the show for like a month during that semester, and Paul Schaefer hosted it.
Right.
So anytime that someone else who's on the regular cast moves in, I think that's extra interesting, because now they're going to have a perspective.
Don't know what's going to happen.
Right. And I remember Paul was very good. And I look at me, Mr. Showbiz. We both have these kind of cool stories with celebrities. I was in the elevator with him the day before, and I said, Paul, you're probably tired of hearing of this, but you did a great job last night. He goes, no. Yeah, never get tired of hearing it. Never get tired. And it was just cool. It's cool when people are taken out of their normal position and in another one.
All right, so let's take any of this doing what we do now out of the loop. If you had to pick something else, what would it be?
I wouldn't mind being. I think I would be pretty good at being like a talent scout, like someone that finds like the next comedian or something for a show.
Right.
I think that would be kind of like a producer or something like that.
Yeah, I would want to work with maybe not talent scout, but I would also want to work with maybe different music artists in one way or another. Maybe managing some artists, maybe working for one of the record companies or something like that when there were record companies.
Absolutely. Although if we're talking fantasy world, if I could front Metallica for a show.
Just for one. Do you have a song you would open with? Is there a song you'd open with?
I would go with one of their standard openers, something fast to get the crowd, like Battery, get really into it. But just, I could never play like James Hetfield. But that's a fantasy, because when I go to the shows, I love the energy of a live musical performance.
I would be happy to just be the guy who brings up McCartney's guitar, and here you go, Sir McCartney. Sir Paul.
Sir Paul.
Yes, I'd be happy with that.
Just like a roadie.
Yes, I'd be happy doing that for him.
That would be pretty cool.
Yeah, that would make me happy.
It's just, there are so many things. Yeah, like if you could do them, you think, could I even do it? You know, I mean, like, could I be a lifeguard?
Look, I can tell you, we got a lifeguard on standby now in case we drowned.
Our executive producer, she was
a lifeguard.
Is it difficult?
No, only when you have to jump in. It's
Yeah.
like kind of.
You really got to pay attention, right?
You don't have to jump in, and so it's easy.
Exactly,
I
but
think she was at Lake Compounds.
You think so? Or like some kind of like a ski instructor. If
Right.
I was good at that, like living on a mountain would be kind of cool. Hello, ladies, where are you from? You know, I could think I could really handle that. We're from none of your business.
I can tell you, I could never be a lifeguard because I cannot swim very well at all. So that's out. And I have a very short attention span. That's the problem. And I think you need to have like a long attention span if you're going to be a lifeguard. I think you need to focus and keep an eye on things.
Help!
Me,
Hang
I'd
on.
be like, you know, with the whistle and, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Or like if I could surf, like a surf instructor. But
Yeah,
I
I
was one of
tried that-
those
tried that too.
beach bums.
I
Oh
tried
yeah,
that
you
too.
did.
Yeah, I tried that too. I did once was fine, and that didn't work out so well either.
Yeah. I'm just going to adjust my paperwork here. Get ready for the comments.
All right, go for it. You're up.
Hang on. Our social media friends, as they do every day, they have chimed in. The show wouldn't be complete. Sound effects guy, you'd be perfect for that. Jerry DuPont shares his dream gig. Doing absolutely nothing would be fab. Well, miss you guys. Oh, Gerald, I don't think you could handle doing absolutely nothing. You're a mover and a shaker. Gabrielle Gelati adds, my dream wishes did come true. Dressed up as a mascot and holiday characters from a Special Olympics athlete. There you go. She got to do something pretty cool. Not bad. Mark Anthony Simonson jumps in on the comment train. Wouldn't mind being a co-host on my all-time favorite show, The Road Show, for a day. Well, Mark, can you screw up introductions to segments just as well as I do? We'll have to figure that out. And lastly, William Gilmore echoes Mark's sentiment. My dream job would be working with you guys. Well, William, God bless you. Thank you very much. You would be side by side with Will, Michaela, me, the whole team here, and Steve the Nutcracker, of course, right here at the tech area. Thanks, everyone. We love when you chime in. Leave your comments on the Buzz topic each morning on Facebook, and we may even read yours right here on the show. You can also like and follow us on Twitter and Instagram. Please chime in. I don't know why my hand is up like this. Maybe to do that. I don't know. For now, we want to send things back to Will, who's in the kitchen.
That's right.